Alright. Alright guys, so this is my first motovlog, and so it's actually my third video. First one did come out good because I had to adjust my camera and audio. Second one, video was good, camera was lined right, but I just could not sync the freaking audio to the video. So I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna start the recorder at the same time that I hit record on the camera, and hopefully this is the last one. So I'll kind of tell you, I'm using an SJ4000 camera, so it doesn't have the external mic. I didn't want to go with the GoPro yet because it's starting out, and plus I don't think I'll go to the GoPro because it's $400, and I just don't see the reason to spend that kind of money. And I'm using a little, well, I'm recording off of my iPhone with a voice recorder app, which comes out pretty good. I think the audio came out good. So just a quick rundown of what the vlogs are going to be. It's going to be more random things and personal experiences happen in my life and current events and things like that. I really won't talk about religion or politics because everybody has their own opinion and it becomes argumentative, so rather not touch on those subjects. So it will be things like that. I'll try to post like 2 videos a week, or as much time as oh, come on, you jerk. Are you fucking kidding me? As long as time allows. I'm actually about to leave my current job. Started my own company, or my own firm, and really got tired of you know, working, and of course, you know, I think what my boss put it in the best way possible, and the kind of way that I felt is that companies are no longer loyal to employees, and employees are no longer loyal to companies. So there was a big thing where they did a lot of dissolving of jobs, and a lot of great people that I know, and I've been in this industry for about 15 years, and in this industry people move around, they jump company to company because you're getting recruited like crazy, and this industry is always growing. So you know a lot of people from a lot of different companies, and you get to know them, and you know, there was a lot of great people, and the company decided, hey, you know what, we're more worried about our stock price than these great people that helped get the stock price to where it's at. I didn't agree to that, or I didn't agree with that opinion. And yeah, I understand from a business perspective. Hey, I get it. You know, I invest. I know the stock market. So from that standpoint, yeah, I'm happy. I own stock, and I get it, but at the same time, you know, these people help get the company to where it's at. And you know, when they started doing all these layoffs, and they started, I mean, you had people with the company like, you know, 20 plus years, you know, being laid off and not given the option of, hey, well, you can do this, something else with the company. No, it was just flat out, hey, yeah, we no longer need your services. And it's like, come on now. You know, it's just like, you know what? It's time to go. And I formed my company, you know, back in February, and had to get some licenses and some things like that, and become registered with the state, and a whole lot of things to get it started, and you know, a lot of startup costs. So I finally got to the point where everything came through, everything was everything passed inspection, and ready to go, and I said, you know what, the time is now. And I know, you know, if anybody has started a company or started their own business or ran their own business in the past, you know, it becomes scary. People are like, how are you going to do it, and what are you going to do? And you know, I don't have all the answers right now. Do I know what I'm doing? You know, I'd like to think so, but you know, there's a lot more at stake when you're handling other customers or clients, and you're putting that at stake. So yeah, you know, sometimes it's like the way they say, are you always going to know what to do? No, but you're never going to know. And I've gotten the chance to meet with a lot of, you know, good entrepreneurs, and you know, your common celebrities like Mark Cuban. You know, I really listen to what he says, because he's, you know, he says he speaks his mind, and a lot of the stuff that he says as far as, you know, starting a company and things like that, you know, I listen to it and I go with it. So the grind begins this month, actually, after I stopped working. But so I decided, you know what, I want to get in front and do some motovlogs on the bike, and also some vlogs about, you know, personal experiences aside from being on the bike, and you know, just to help people out, you know, and get it going that way. So we'll see how it goes. So I kind of want to start this and see, because it's fun. You get to get out here on the open road and being on two wheels. I guess the thrill. And of course, you always hear the same thing that everybody talks about. Hey, it's pretty dangerous, and you know, aren't you afraid? And why aren't you wearing any gear? Which I started off wearing gear this morning. Then it got hot. Then I got frustrated because all this stuff wasn't working. I had to redo everything. So it's like I'm talking over the same stuff over and over again. But then I changed it, and it's like, man, that could have been like 3 or 4 vlogs already. But, you know, and then the editing software, trying to get that going, which I've never had to edit a video in my life. Never had to, other than back in high school. But, you know, got to learn how to do that, which feels weird because, you know, back in my day, you would always hear my parents, it's like, I've never heard of that. How do you do this? How do you do that? And you're like, how do you not know how to do that? And it's like, man, I'll never get like that when I get old. I'm gonna know all the latest technology and know what's going on in those trends. And now I hear all these new words like fleek and all these other words, and I'm like, what? Did you just make that word up? I don't. Why don't you just say this? And so it's like, man, or video software, and my 3-year-old's like, no, this is how you do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. So now I was trying to learn the software and all of that, and it's kind of funny because it's like I'll never get that way, and now it's like I am that way. But I just think it's funny. But man, it feels great right now. I don't know what the temperature is, probably like in the 70s, which I'm here in North Texas, and Texas weather, as everybody hears, is kind of crazy. Especially here in Dallas. I mean, it could be sunny one day and the next day it's raining, or normally in the winter it's like sunny 80 degrees and the next day it's like 10 degrees snowing. It's kind of weird. Humidity is not too bad, not like I came from Houston, so I moved up here about 3 years ago, and in Houston the humidity is so high that it's like 80 degrees, 90 degrees, and it is hot. I mean, you're like soaking wet after being outside for 30 minutes. And in my current job and what I've done the past like 10, 15 years is, I'm outside visiting, customers, and man, you're drenched by the time 4 o'clock comes. And that just sucked. Oh, but yeah, I think I'll use this as a forum to, get the word out, or my own personal experience, because I tend to talk a lot, and I kind of voice my opinion as far as business is concerned and current events, and I won't talk too much about stock market, and I like to develop people, so talk about motivation maybe sometimes, because I think it's important. I think everybody has the ability to do their own thing. I think that's the one thing, I think once you find what your passion is, or what you're passionate about, I mean, it's just really going after it. It no longer becomes work or a job. It becomes something fun, and you hear that all the time. Is that I don't see it as going to work. I don't see it as work or a job. I see it as something I love to do, and it really becomes that. Just for me, for instance, the stock market and helping people, plan for their future and things like that. And there's always that, everybody's always talking bad about it and the market, and they don't understand it. And hey, I get it. There's a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff involved in the market, and even at my age, there's a lot of stuff that you have to keep up with, because there's so many rules and regulations that you have to change and adapt to. So I get it. But yeah, I'm kind of going off on a tangent again. Me talking. I gotta tell you, here in Frisco, there's like high schools popping up like every other month. There's like a high school here. They just built like 3 other high schools and another high school. But I guess it's because Jerry Jones is bringing the Cowboys headquarters here in Frisco, which is moving pretty quick. course, I guess all it takes is money. And it's actually right up the road right here.